I am okay if I never see that movie ever again. I sat with this review for a little bit, but it's time to talk about the drama. And let's be very clear on what type of film this is. It's not a drama. It's not a rom-com. I wouldn't even consider it a dark comedy. It's a psychological thriller. And if you disagree with that classification, I would argue that America's consistently rising rate of mass shootings across high schools, grade schools has desensitized people to what that could look like on screen. And I'm just gonna say it plainly, I did not enjoy this film, and it's not because of the subject matter at hand, because if you know me, you know I love dark. I just feel like it didn't bring the whole redemption arc full circle, which is kind of what this is supposed to be about, right? And that bothered me for all the chaos that we had to sit there and go through. And I called it when I was looking at the trailers, when I was looking at all of the promo. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson did not have the on-screen chemistry that all of the press tours wanted us to believe that they did. And I'm bringing this up because had they had that chemistry, maybe I would have been distracted enough to not pay attention to the real points of the film. Let's analyze the big points of the film, and there will be spoilers, so please proceed with caution. Emma, played by Zendaya, and Charlie, played by Robert Pattinson, are engaged, and 1 week before their wedding, they're at a wine tasting with their best man and maid of honor, Mike and Rachel, who are also a couple. Someone asked the group what the worst thing they have ever done is. Everyone at the table had something really dark and fucked up to say, but Emma's was by far the darkest. She revealed that at 15 years old, she brought her father's rifle to school with the intentions of committing a mass shooting. She didn't go through with it, and she explains why, but obviously the damage is done once those words come out of your mouth. The film spends the rest of its runtime watching Charlie spiral and trying to reason with and process this whole situation because he's going to marry this girl in a week's time. Here's what bothered me the entire movie. Rachel, who's a wannabe villain, locked a neighbor's kid in an abandoned RV when they were children, and that kid was not found until the next day. That was her worst thing that she said at the table that night. And yet the room's reaction to Rachel's confession compared to Emma's confession is actually where the film had something to say, and I wish I would have paused there longer. Charlie spent days having sporadic breakdowns, trying to convince himself and other people around him that Emma is the woman that he wants to marry, and that this might have just been a bad thing that happened one time. By the time the wedding day arrives, which never should have came, everything obviously is in shambles. And can we all agree they never should have fired the DJ? I mean, it's just a little crack. Compared to what they was doing, it's just a little crack. Anyways, disaster. All of this culminates in one of the most chaotic and unrealistic wedding speeches known to film. The film ends at a diner with Emma and Charlie kind of role-playing, meeting each other again for the first time, giving the impression that they're gonna start with a clean slate, right? But here's my biggest critique. The movie uses a school shooting as a plot device to drive social awkwardness and cringe comedy. The film was too busy trying to make you uncomfortable in these social awkward moments to actually tackle the themes of redemption, forgiveness, accountability. I didn't get it. It didn't hit for me. I am okay if I never see that movie ever again. I did walk out of the theater looking side to side, wondering what the worst thing was that everybody next to me has done. I don't know about y'all, but I know I'm dissatisfied with the movie when I leave, drumming up 100 different plot lines for how that movie could have went down. I was really turned off by some of the reviews and just thoughts that I've seen about it, or people saying, I loved it. What did you love about it? Everyone loves that one scene of him whispering in her ear and she can't understand what he's saying because she's deaf in one ear. You will find out about that if you watch the movie. I won't ruin that. I will say that little scene gave me a key. Did I yearn for that type of love? Absolutely not, because it wasn't given much. But anyways, what did you think?